I'm Torsten. I'm now at the University of Oslo at the Natural History Museum there. And I've been working my whole life, or my whole academic life now, with marine invertebrates. And there I've, for a long time, already used genomic data. It started early on in Germany. And with ERGA, I got involved because I also got more involved with the project I have now in Norway, as well as being part of the Norwegian EBP NUR community. At that time, when you became a member, you were also asked like where you would like to contribute. So mainly two topics which I might find interesting. That was like with sampling and some processing, because we gathered some experience there already with the other projects and how challenging that can be for the species we are working with. A very important part last year was the development of criteria how to select species. So because all projects are limited and somehow we need to decide on how to select the species, and usually this is a top-down process. So who owns the project decides this is how we select our species, and we made it bottom-up. We developed it out of our committee. And it was like all the committee members, everybody who was interested could join and could bring in what they think it's important. And right now we are working on standard operating procedures on how to sample for genomic analysis. We're also working on a paper on what challenges you can face with sampling genomic status or for genomic handling. And I think these aspects might be the ones which might be really interesting to join. The group, because we are quite a diverse group, and as you can see, we have a broad portfolio of different topics we are addressing, and so you can really get into different topics what interests you, even within the SSP. But what I find most interesting as being part of the committee and also as a chair is I met a lot of people I've not known with different taxonomic expertise, and I think that's a real nice beauty about the group. We have different taxonomic groups represented in the SSP, but also different areas of expertise. It's not only taxonomists. We also have lab folk in SSP, and also with different backgrounds, and that makes it very interesting to work with SSP because you learn a lot. I mean, if we really think about with respect to sampling, it's because we need to go to deep sea or other remote areas, things like this, or the species are rare, or they're only there to a certain time period. And I think the most challenging or why that is so often is because as of now, we're doing very targeted sampling because they have a really high standard of what's needed to get the reference genome. And to fulfill that, you need to collect at a very high standard. They need to be flash frozen. And so we have these very high standards, which often only you do when it's really necessary, when you see specimen will be sequenced, because just doing it on maybe in the future might sequences takes a lot of time away. And I think there's several solutions to this. First of all, to really invest into research and development, to also get reference genome from not so well preserved specimens, so from lower quality specimens. One, which is the SOP, which we should develop in more detail. That means also taxonomically in more detail. And at the moment, we often work on very large groups. The other thing would be what I just mentioned, how we maybe can overcome the bottleneck, is maybe the SSP could use as one of these jobs to lobby for once for this research and development of using lower quality material and maybe also more challenging taxa in general. But on the other hand, also building bridges, because we have so many taxonomists in the group, using these as bridges to all these initiatives which go sampling so that we can use them opportunistically. So that whatever they sample also with genomic, and that we as SSP maybe are the ones who at least help building these bridges. So if you like to work on samples of different taxonomic groups and how to sample them, feel free to join us. We are a very open community and we are happy about everybody who's keen on working with us.